to another day of Vlogmas. We're getting to the end of it. A pat on the back. It's been a journey, so I'm proud of myself for getting through it so far. I have a fun video for you guys today. I have my most anticipated releases for 2026, but I'm just gonna start out with the first quarter of the year. From the beginning of January to the end of March, these are, I think it's like, I have like 14 releases that I'm really excited about. Ever since I stopped working at the bookstore, I'm not like as good with what's coming out and the releases, so I want to be a little bit more on top of it. So making this list will definitely help. And I'm going to try and make sure to do it for each quarter of the year. Really the main three genres that I read: thriller, mysteries, romantasy, fantasy, and romance. So that's mainly, I don't think I have anything else on here, to be honest. So let's just get into these anticipated releases. Make sure to comment down below if there's any ones that I missed or if there's any ones that you're really looking forward to. And let's just get into it. I got my notes on my iPad, so don't mind me looking down. In January, starting off on January 6th, I have The Storm by Rachel Hawkins. I've read, I think, 2 books by her, The Wife Upstairs and Reckless Girls. I think I've only read those 2. Reckless Girls I don't think I really liked that much, but The Wife Upstairs was pretty good. I need a little bit more experience with her writing. So this one's about a small town in Alabama, and people think this woman killed her lover during a hurricane in 1984. Then we're following an owner of an inn, and an author comes to stay there in order to write a true crime book about this story. But he brings along the accused woman. She says it's because she wants to clear her name, but it seems like she's settling some old scores, and another hurricane is making its way through town. So, sounds interesting. On January 13th is The Vow in Vengeance by Jacqueline Rodriguez. This one is, I think, maybe a debut following 20-year-old Rune, who has lost everything to the immortals, and she must endure the Forge, a cutthroat college for immortal druids' elusive tarot magic. I don't really know what this is about. I just saw it on like someone's list, and it said it had tarot cards as like the magic system, or something to do with tarot for the magic system, so that like sold me and made me interested. So I don't really know. Romantasy debut with tarot. I think that's a cool idea. On January 20th, My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. Alice Feeney is a hit or miss author for sure. I read 2 books by her this year, I think. Daisy Darker and Beautiful Ugly. One was one of my favorite books of this year. One was one of my least favorite books of this year. So, take from that what you will. Eden Fox, an artist on the brink of her big break, sets off for a run before her first exhibition. When she returns to the home she recently moved into, nothing is as it should be. Her key doesn't fit. A woman eerily similar to her answers the door, and her husband insists that the stranger is his wife. One house, one husband, 2 women. 6 months earlier, a reclusive Londoner called Bertie, reeling from a life-changing diagnosis, inherits this house. This unexpected gift from a long-lost grandmother brings her to the pretty seaside village of Hope Falls. But then Bertie stumbles upon a shadowy London clinic that claims to be able to predict a person's date of death, including her own. Secrets start to unravel, and as the line between truth and lies blurs, Bertie feels compelled to right some old wrongs. Sounds interesting, sounds juicy. Then the last one for January, which is also on the 20th of January, is Dead in the Water by John Mars. I've read a couple of his books, my favorite still being The One. That one got me back into reading, so it just holds a special place in my heart. But this one is about a guy who almost dies drowning, and he sees his life flash before his eyes, and he's recognizing all the moments, of course, except for one, which is like the face of this dead boy, and he cannot place this memory. He has no clue what's going on, and after he survives, He's kind of going crazy thinking about this moment, and he wants to remember this moment, obviously, and figure out why he has a memory of a dead person. And what better way to figure this out than to keep trying to die so you can get more of a glimpse of that memory and bring yourself back to life. I think he gets someone on to help him with this, which is not a good sign that someone's so eager to help you die. Interesting premise. Hopefully it's actually like good, but I have high hopes. I think it'll be good. Next, February. I only have 2 for February. The first one is February 3rd. It's Not Her by Mary Kubica. I think I've read 1 or 2 of Mary Kubica's books, and I enjoyed them. There's 2 families at this cottage resort kind of thing. She hears a scream next door, and their dead is her like brother and sister-in-law. Her niece is missing, and her nephew is upstairs unharmed, just sleeping. And you know, everyone's holding up secrets. Reese is still missing, but they're curious if Reese is the killer or a victim herself. So that one sounds really intriguing. You know, classic mystery thriller where everyone has secrets, and everything would probably just be a lot easier if people were just truthful. Then the second one, I actually don't know what this one's about either. It's And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. This is the second book in the Heartstrings series, the first one being First Time Caller. I read that one earlier this year and I really liked it. So this one is about 2 meteorologists who don't normally work together, but they are forced to work with one another during a snowstorm. It sounds like the guy is a little bit more strict, doesn't have a lot of fun, in the office kind of guy, and she's out on the street, just seems to have a little bit more of an outgoing personality than he does, but she wants to be taken more seriously, and she decides to make a deal with him. He helps her with this assignment to be taken more seriously as a journalist, and she'll help him like rediscover his fun side. So I really liked it, the first one in this series, and I think this one sounds even more fun, so I'm excited. That's on February 24th. I don't know if I said. That's it for February. Let's go into March. Okay, there's a couple on March 3rd. First, In Her Own League by Liz Tomforty. I'm so excited for this. I love Liz Tomforty. She is the author of the Windy City series, and this is outside of this series, but it is connected in a way to that series because it is the baseball coach from Caught Up and Play Along. That's gonna be so good. I love her romances, so this is like top of the list. I'm very excited for it. The title of this one definitely piqued my interest and is the reason I looked into it. The Secret Lives of Murderers' Wives, Elizabeth Arnott. Obviously, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Love. So this one's set in the 1960s, and it's, I think, 3 different women who their husbands ended up being murderers and criminals, and they got a lot of flack for not knowing that their husbands were doing these crimes. People just couldn't understand how they did not see it, and so they're bonded from this, and a string of murders start to happen, and they come together and are trying to solve them, because who else would be able to solve them except for murderers' wives? I don't know, I think it's a cute idea, and I really hope it's actually good. The author knew what she was doing with this title, though, for sure. The third one on March 3rd is an honorable mention, because I think you can read it right now on Kindle. This could be wrong, this could be bad information that I'm giving you, but on Goodreads it says its publication day is March 3rd, so I think it just maybe got like traditionally published, but I could be wrong. I might be, yeah, sorry. But it's To Cage a Wild Bird by Brooke Fast. I've been hearing so much about this, and so I thought it was out already, but I've been hearing really good things about this one. I think it's kind of Hunger Games-esque, but with a twist. It's in a prison, and the wealthy hunt the inmates for sport. Commit a crime and your punishment is a life sentence. there. No matter the crime, everyone gets the same sentence. Raven, our main character, is a notorious bounty hunter living on the edge of society, but when her younger brother Jed is sentenced to Enlock, Raven will do anything to save him, even if it means getting herself arrested. Now trapped in a prison where danger lurks around every corner, Raven must use all her cunning and strength to protect Jed and herself if she is to complete her perilous mission. But there's one obstacle she never expected. The prison guard who stirs something deep inside. I didn't realize it was I knew there was a romance, but I didn't know the romance was going to be with a prison guard. Stirs something deep inside her. The man she should hate, the man whose true motives seem impossible to pin down. In a world where trust is a weapon and love is a liability, Raven must decide if she will risk everything to tear down a vicious system. That sounds good. That sounds good to me. Then I have Love Song by Elle Kennedy. This comes out on March 17th. Now, I have a lot of reading to do before that because this is a spin-off from the Off-Campus and Briar U series, because it is like, I think it's children of, like adult children of the couples from Off-Campus series. So I need to catch up on some series and do some reading before that, but it's on my radar, and it's a good motivation to catch up in the series for sure. I think I have my last three. The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. This is the sequel to Say You'll Remember Me, which is one of my favorite books of the year this year. It was so good. It was my first Abby Jimenez, so I definitely want to read more of her books, but it was a win of a first Abby Jimenez. So I don't know what actually the second one, who the couple is, but it looks like it's boyfriend's best friend trope, which could be interesting, could be a little messy. Then I have two YAs to finish off this list. On March 24th, Most Likely to Murder by Lish McBride. Again, March 24th. This one is a YA mystery about, I think we follow our two main characters, not really popular kids, kind of in their own little world, and they're targeted with a lot of other people in their yearbook by a prank, which is kind of listing out people, students and faculty, that are gonna get murdered, and everyone kind of thinks it's a joke, haha. I think theirs was like homecoming corpse, cutest homecoming corpse or something like that. Everyone thinks hee hee ha ha, it's a joke, until on this faculty member's yearbook it said most likely to be sleeping with the fishes, and turns out he's found at the bottom of a pond or a lake or something dead. So then everyone's a little bit more nervous. I just love a YA mystery. I gotta always add them to the list. And then finally, for the first quarter of the year, I have A Deadly Inheritance by Kelly Armstrong. This one sounds pretty close to the Inheritance games, maybe without like the brothers romance aspect. A teenager finds out she is the heir to a billion-dollar company. Oh, it says two handsome boys, so she doesn't know her grandparents. They're very wealthy. They're a lawyer. Jumps in. They aren't ready to meet her, but they want her to have the life her mother walked away from, starting with Westwood Academy, the elite boarding school her mother attended. Investigating the deaths of past students, do they have something to do with why her mother fled Westdale at the cost of her inheritance? Classic YA mystery. I've read one from Kelly Armstrong before, and it was bizarre, but not bad. Those are all the new releases in the first quarter of 2026 that I'm super interested in, or there's probably some I missed. Again, let me know down below if there's any that I missed or any that you are interested in. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!